Welcome back to the Scrapyard, guys. Rodtronic here, and we are back with another deck highlight video. Today we're having a look at a Dracula focused discard deck. Now, discard did get a nerf, but it's actually not terrible. The nerf didn't impact it too much. This deck that I'm running, obviously, as the name suggests, has Dracula in it. It's got Wong for some double discard stuff. It's got Invisible Woman as well if you want to be able to sort of hide your discard cards behind her. Okoye for some buffs, which is very, very strong when played on turn 2. We've got Swarm in there as a sort of backup plan to just flood the board if we need to. Other cards, obviously the standard Blade, Colleen Wing, we've got Lady Sif, and we've got the nerfed Hellcow, which actually surprisingly is still a very, very good card. And then to top it off, we've got Apocalypse. Now, generally you're never playing Apocalypse, or if the game is going well, you never want to play Apocalypse. America Chavez might be the card you drop on turn 6, but you're trying to buff Apocalypse as hard as you possibly can to then have Dracula discard it one more time and have it the only card in your hand, so it pulls that. That's the ideal combo. Let's get into some games and see how it gets on. Let's try it again. Let's try that for the first time. Okay, this what was that put? Wong is actually not a bad play for me. Oh, double Wong. Let's go. Double Wong into Okoye. Well, we're not playing Blade just yet. But double Wong or Wong into Okoye is going to be pretty good. Cards here not revealed. That's pretty good for me as well. I might stick Morbius in behind Dark Dimension so he doesn't know what's coming. Unless we get something. Oh, well, okay, he's hidden that. That's on turn 2, so I wonder what that could be. That could be a discard card. If he's playing Wong, there's a good chance that's a Colleen Wing, potentially. I think I stick Morbius in here for now. We want to get Dracula on the table before we... start like our sick deck, because we don't want to discard Dracula, obviously. And then we want to get as many of these cards out as possible. So next turn we can Hellcow and Blade.
Avengers! Assemble.
Okay, so that's a strange one if you ask me. I feel like I could snap here. Lots of 2/5s. I'm gonna snap.
Oh, snap.
And we'll play Hellcow and we'll play Blade. Okay, opponent retreated. I think that was a smart play. Okay, Cloning Vats, I'm not sure helps us with this deck specifically. If we had a Collector maybe in there, I've seen people run Collector in a deck like this. Because obviously you have your Swarms and your... why can't I think of his name? Oh, I can't think of the final guy, the 6/8. Oh, Apocalypse, excuse me, he's right there on my screen. We want to get Okoye rolling pretty quickly without too much with it. The only problem is we don't want stuff in our hand. We don't want a huge amount in our hand because the idea is to keep discarding. Pretty much he's going to win Cloning Vats because of sunspots and multiple sunspots. Not a huge amount I can do about that. Like a few different Swarms like that's not a bad catch-up play, I think. Multiple Morbius could be good too. Yeah, it's no harm actually playing a Swarm, especially if we get one back in our hand. Okay, Bishop is going to grow and grow and grow. That's fair. We now want to... What's the lowest cost card in our hand here? Is Dracula the play? I don't know if Dracula is the play. We want Wong out, but we also want a lot of discards. Yeah, so maybe Wong is the play here. Maybe Wong here. And then next turn we discard like crazy. We also want Morbius as well, so... We want our lowest cost cards. So potentially we Morbius and then Colleen Wing into Wong. So realistically it looks like we're going to be competing for... left and right potentially. Oof, we are in trouble. We are in trouble, everybody. We want Morbius and then we want Colleen Wing. The only problem is there's a lot there to discard. Now, if she discards Swarm, pretty sure she automatically targets Swarm again, because he will become a 0 cost, automatically making him the lowest cost card. I'm not 100% certain on that science, but I think it's the case. I think it is. He might be scared of Morbius right now catching up with him. Oh, I forgot that Morbius would go into my hand. That was actually a misplay by me. Visible Woman's no good, and Lady Sif is no good, unfortunately. I'm trying to think what the next play we could try is. Dracula into what is no good to anyone? Well, I suppose Dracula. We need to play Dracula somewhere. We probably need to play Morbius somewhere, and then it's a 50-50 shot, really. I think we just lose. Yeah, I think we just retreat here. Yeah, there's nothing really we can do. The sunspot, like tree? That's really Irish of me. The 3 sunspots are just way too powerful. Oh, we're playing the same guy again. Same person again. Ongoing effects are disabled, so we need to make sure that Morbius and Invisible Woman aren't played there. Atlantis, if you only have 1 card, that's unfortunate as well. So I think I have to maybe... we could just play Morbius here, but maybe we kind of hold on to that. Maybe we just play Invisible Woman here, and we see what we can pull off. 1, 2, 3 cards can't be played here. Oh no! We are unfortunately in a bad space. Now they're snapping, but I don't... We can then Dracula, that's fair. What did he play again? I'm trying to remember what he played last turn, what they played. How did we lose? Oh, they had sunspots. Trying to think how we do this. We don't have enough energy, so I think we have to potentially stick Dracula in behind Crimson Cosmos. And then I think we just discard as much as we possibly can. We still haven't drawn Apocalypse yet in this run. That's unfortunate. Apocalypse is part of the key here, because I really want to showcase how Dracula works. Because I think he's a really cool card. And really versatile. I've seen Dracula in a good few different types of decks. You know, big decks that run lots of big chunky minions. Because he's a 4 strength, or 4 cost, excuse me, that can, you know, potentially be 9, 10, up to you know, 16, like Destroyer. He can be, you know, incredibly impactful. Alright, so now we want to start discarding things. Okay, so that's actually not a Bard card to be playing. So we want to... we kind of want to be discarding as much as we can. And then... I don't know if we want to be dumping our hand. But I suppose actually on the next turn we can Hell Cow. So we can discard... Ooh, we've got to be careful, because Blade could discard... Do you know what I think I should do if I'm playing it that order? So we want to discard the lowest cost card first, which will be Swarm. Then we want to discard... Ooh, well, we don't want to play Lady Sif, because then Lady Sif will discard Hell Cow. One thing I would say is Dracula is going to get 9 points because we're automatically drawing Chavez on the next turn. What is the most we can do here? I feel like we need to discard as much as we possibly can. Yeah, I think we discard as much as we possibly can, unfortunately. We just, yeah, I think this was the right call. At least I think it was the right call. I'm not sure. You know. Oh, Sarah is a big play over here. We can play... I'm trying to think what's the best play here. So we can do that. We can't do anything else. I think now we're at risk. I feel like just have to play Chavez. Because unfortunately... Dracula potentially might just pull a 3 cost. This way at least he's a 3, which is not great, to be honest with you. But it's not terrible either. So we're playing for 4 cubes. I think we win on right. It's right and middle is kind of what we're competing for here. We've no more discard, unfortunately. They obviously have a nice cheap hand. I think they've got a pretty full hand. Yeah, they've got 6 cards. Everything costs 1 less. So I'm not, you know, left is pretty much lost. We go up to 14. Yeah, they don't have to do much to win on left. So they're basically now just competing for right and middle. How do they get to 11 power? I'm not 100% certain here. I mean, they can play a pretty big card that gets +5. They only need a 7 strength card to get +5. Oh, they retreated. Nice. Okay.
Victory.
Again, we didn't get to see Dracula, but I suppose we scared them off. APOC finally shows up. Hopefully this is where we actually get to see the... oh, and yeah, that's actually the right card for me. Okay, Morbius is fine. Might not fit into his deck. So that's actually a pretty solid one for me, and we have Dracula. You know what? I'm very tempted to snap here. We have a lot of the big pieces for our deck already. Our hand size is small, which is kind of what we want, to be honest. Okoye, I actually don't mind if that gets destroyed. It might even fill up too much board space, but it's a hard one to take. I think that's not... Yeah, let's play it there for now. I mean, if we walk straight into another discard deck, unfortunately Morbius is a really good pull for them. They've done nothing turn 2. I'm not sure what that tells me. Turn 3, we want to... I think we just Morbius. We might actually Morbius in the middle here, because this is not a very strong 2 cards. I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't want to play something on the right there and walk into a world of hurt. Okay, they've done nothing again on turn 3. That's interesting. I don't know what that means. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to be able to Wong on turn... oh, it's a Mr. Negative deck. Wow, we're in a world of hurt now, folks. I'm pretty sure we're in a world of hurt. So now what we want to be able to do is we want to play Wong here. Yeah, I think we want to Wong over here. Then we want to basically Hell Cow on turn 5 and just make our Apocalypse just a massive, massive big monster for our Dracula then to drop in on. Alright, so we want to Hell Cow, double Hell Cow. Do we want to Invisible Woman? I mean, I don't think there's any harm in Invisible Womaning. We've pretty much lost on right. So now it's a case of just discarding as much as we possibly can. And hopefully Dracula and Morbius win us the game. I mean, we might have, or maybe we should have Invisible Woman in the middle. But we should discard quite a lot here. That's a sick combo, by the way. Taskmaster, Devil Dino. I don't have Mr. Negative yet, and Mr. Negative, I feel, is one of the most broken cards. What? How are we winning? I don't understand. Why are people so afraid of me? Are they just like, oh god, we don't know how much he's going to discard? I suppose when they see Wong come down, they're probably like, oh goodness me, this Morbius is just going to go absolutely bananas. Rad J Rad. It's a bot. I don't think this is a bot if it's got that profile photo. Again, we've got a really good starter hand. Potentially we should snap here. I'm always too afraid to snap, especially when I'm recording and streaming. When I'm playing offline, it's easier. It's much easier. Okay, so Isle of Silence is no good for Morbius, so we need to be aware of that. Hello, Rad J Rad. You want to play a card? That'd be wonderful. Hello. Okay, we'll just chill out here for a few minutes. while we wait for them to make a decision if they've got a 1-cost card or not. Take a sip of my tea. Okay, so they're roping out. Hopefully we get a free cube. Okay, cards of +5 power. That's actually really good for me. I'm gonna snap here. I think snapping is the right play because we're gonna get some big stuff. I feel we can get APOC on the roll. What else can we think? What else is the alternative here? Potentially, maybe we don't want to show our hand too much. Maybe Morbius is the play. We won't discard a huge amount. I'm afraid to play Morbius on the right just in case this location is a little bit dodgy. Okay, Rajay Rad is roping me here. Roping obviously being a Hearthstone term. I don't know what do you call roping in Marvel Snap? He's, I don't know, burning the clock. Is roping just a Hearthstone term because there's a literal rope going across the screen? But this is a different way of playing it. Okay, nothing happening. Maybe there's a bit of a lag or something. Hello? Is it on my end? Your opponent retreated. Okay, we take the V.
Victory.
Take the W. I mean, I'll take free cubes all day. I'll take free cubes all day. We actually still haven't seen Dracula. We still haven't seen the Dracula play yet. But people... So I think a lesson for this deck is to snap a little bit earlier. Because when people see Dracula or they see Wong, I think they get scared. So you kind of have to get those cubes early. Potentially hiding it behind Invisible Woman might be the play. Icebox has made Wong... I think that just basically means Wong is no longer an option here. I'm gonna play Invisible Woman here. Great way to kind of hide or mask what you're up to. Okay, Human Torch. This is either a move deck or a bounce deck. Nice. This is actually really strong. Wakandan Embassy giving +2 power for my swarm because now all my swarms will be 2/5s. I think that is just sick. So I think we are going to... I think we play Morbius this turn. Hide Morbius in behind here for now. We actually want Hellcow to go off. So... Okay, we have to be careful because they will start moving stuff across. So now we just got to be a little bit careful here. I think we Hellcow this turn. We are going to... yeah, I think Hellcow is the play. I mean, we've got basically... I want to say... Well, I actually don't know what the maths is. It's probably not 50-50 of hitting the things we want to hit. Okay, that's one that we didn't want to hit. And that's the other one we didn't want to hit. Are you serious? That is bonkers. Okay, so I suppose then what we want to do is... We probably don't want to compete with middle then. That is Morbius. Dracula goes here, I think. Because Dracula want to hit Apocalypse. We probably now want to get... I'm not sure what we want to get here, to be honest. Okay, and then everything is going to move this turn. So we want to be sure that... Okay, so Chavez is probably the card we want to discard last. That is Morbius. So we want to basically compete over here. I think we've lost because we missed those 50-50 shots. So that's going to move. That's 5. That'll become an 8. 9, 10. We'll move over to there. Sorry, that's going to be 8. 8 plus 5 is 13, 14, 15. We will only maximum get maybe 10. No, that'll become a 4. It'll be 14. Minus 2 will only be a 12. Yeah, we've lost this, so I think it's fair to say we just retreat. There's no real benefit to playing through that game. Okay. Hello, mix up. Hello. I like when someone says hello. Good for you. Thank you for your hello. We definitely want to play a Koya. I don't love the effect when you do that. The fact that X Mansion is going to get filled up with a random card right now kind of scares me a little bit. You know, board space is at a premium. Obviously, most people will avoid this location right up until turn 6. Oh, Central Park. Rough. We now want to... What do we now want to do? Maybe Invisible Woman? Hide some of the plays. Maybe Invisible Woman into Dracula? Potentially. Ooh, Lockjaw. Okay. This needs to be big for us. Oh, Lockjaw is actually not great. I don't think Lockjaw is a great card for us. Dracula is no good either. I think this is a loss, folks. I think this is a loss. Dracula, after final turn, discard a card from your hand. This has its power. Yeah, you see, you need it. You specifically need it to target American.
Might of Asgard. Mjolnir.
Oh, why did they not play that on Lockjaw, I wonder? Alright, this is a big turn then for us. We want to discard our lowest cost card and then potentially... We could play it there, yeah, we could play it on Colleen Wing. What's this again? This is Dracula. Then potentially our highest cost card, which could be... I just keep forgetting what that card is. Then which potentially could be either Wong or Hellcow. This could be the winning and losing of this game, folks. Could be the winning and losing of this game. I mean, I don't know if playing Colleen is the right play on Lockjaw. I just kind of want to see what happens. Oof, Mjolnir.
To me.
Wow, that's a big play. That is huge. Oh my goodness me, that is huge. We lose this so hard. We lose this so hard. Okay. We lose middle very, very hard, obviously. So we gain both of these cards. We drop Colleen Wing. We actually get Blade, which drops that card, which is actually pretty good. We would love a... I was gonna say I'd love a Morbius right there, but that's not gonna happen. So now what we want to do is we want to drop as many cards as we possibly can, so that what do we want here? Lady Sif is going to discard the highest cost card, which is not ideal, but it's going to happen second. So Dracula is going to discard and gain power of the card that we want second. So, and it only happens at the end of the game, correct? Cards you play here are not revealed until the end of the game. So that means we can't really risk that. So, I mean, I think that's the play for now. I think we lose because Lockjaw is going to trigger all sorts of shenanigans, I'm pretty sure. We are going to trigger... That's going to discard first, and then Lady Sif. So how does that work? So we're going to get... basically, probably, let's say statistically, we're going to get a 4... And then we're going to get another 4. We're going to get 8. So 8 in that is going to be 12. They've got a big final card here. I think we retreat now. I don't think it's worth going again. Okay, the hood is fine, I suppose. Could be a lot worse. I suppose. Oh god, they played the demon turn 1. Oh, that's bold, considering, you know, I might have... Who knows what I might have. Oh, I don't know. Lady Sif could be the play here. Actually, do you know what? Lady Sif could be the play. The only problem is we need to draw Apocalypse. We need to draw Apocalypse here for this to be the play. Actually, that's wrong, isn't it? I think that's wrong because now they probably discard Chavez if I don't draw Apocalypse. It's going to be a 50-50 at the end. So that was the wrong play, team. That was the wrong play. I do nothing this term because we want Swarm. I think that discard actually was perfect for them, to be fair. Now we definitely want to play Colleen Wing. Definitely want to play Colleen Wing. We probably want it here, potentially. Okay, so there's definitely Death is being played in this deck. Death is going to be a massive add here. Okay, so cards get one more, which is fine. We probably want something like a Hell Cow, but maybe not. We can just load up this place here. I mean, I doubt they're going to be able to play a huge amount on this side. Cards being costing one more. Wave is the play. Okay, that's fine by me. So now we've got a 10 strength. 10 strength. America Chavez. The problem is they've definitely got wave. Haven't they? They've definitely got wave. What's that? That's going to be Lady Sif. Dracula. See, Dracula is just... We're just way too far behind everywhere, I feel. So that would be the play. We've won there. I think they know... Yeah, I think that's the game, unfortunately. I don't think there's anything else we can do there. We're just way too far behind. We're not drawing the cards in the right combo, unfortunately. I think that's a real skill in this game as well, is knowing when to retreat. You know, when you've pretty much lost, knowing you're pretty much decided that there's just no way back. Your opponent's just drawn better than you. Lemuria, I like seeing Lemuria on turn 1 because yeah, it's actually not a bad card when you're playing a discard deck, to be fair. Not terrible. Space Throne is probably a good space for Dracula. We want a Koya, I think, obviously to buff up the next few cards that are on the way. What is the value of a Koya? So you're basically getting +4 power across 4 turns if you play those cards, I suppose. Now, here we go. So let's get Lady Sif out for now. Lady Sif into probably Dracula. I think actually we're going to snap.
Oh, snap.
Oh, okay. Space Throne is no longer the Space Throne. That might have been a bad snap, but I feel it's the right one. I'm 90% certain we're playing a bot right now, so I'm pretty confident we can outsmart them. Dracula is definitely the card we want to play. We want to make sure that we empty our hands before the end of turn 6.
Avengers! Assemble.
Okay, and I'm pretty confident we can actually put 4 cards in there. Oh, okay, so this actually is... I think this is the play. So I think we're going to go Hell Cow. Hell Cow into Blade, potentially. We do need to dump all of our hands. So let's play Blade over here. I mean, we don't really care about right, I feel. I think left and middle are where we're going to try and win this. So I think we're finally going to see that Dracula combo in this particular... Oh, that's actually a really good play by said bot, if it is a bot, that is. Okay, that's actually quite good for us right now. So now we can play basically everything, and they've snapped back on us as well. So now what we can do is we can play pretty much whatever we like. We're going to play America Chavez there, and then we're just going to flood the middle here, let them have right, and we should, in theory, have this down. So that'll go down. Lizard will -3, so it'll go down to 15. That will go up to 4, so it'll go up to 7. So I think the 10 should level it out, and then Dracula will gain 12 plus another 9. So that should be the game. Can't imagine we lose it from here. All right, and it may have taken all this time, but we finally pulled off that Dracula combo that we wanted to see right from the very beginning. Nice. And we finish it up on 8 cubes. Guys, if you've watched the video this far, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. And I really appreciate you watching it. All right, have a good day. Bye.